Hello guys, the Samsung Galaxy Grand Prime came out about a year ago, but the reason I'm doing this review now is because the price has been drastically reduced to a price that makes a lot more sense for what it offers. So with that said, let's get started. Let us go over the specs and around the device real quick. It has a single loudspeaker on the back, an 8 megapixel camera module, a single LED flash and the Samsung branding. On the bottom you'll find a microphone and a micro USB port. On the bottom front there are two capacitive buttons that are not backlit, and in between those you'll find the Samsung home button. On the top front there is a 5 megapixel front facing camera, your proximity sensors and your earphones. It has a 5-inch TFT screen with a resolution of Quad HD or 540 by 960 and a pixel density of 220 ppi. The edges of the phone has a nice brushed metal finish, and on this here, the left side, you will find the volume rocker that feels really solid and provides good tactile feedback. The power button is on the right side and it feels just as tactile as the volume button. The phone has a plastic removable back that is pretty easy to pop off once you get your fingers into the grooves. Removing this provides access to the 2600 mAh power cell that provides some excellent battery life. You'll also find the SIM card and memory card slots. As you can see, this is a single SIM variant. On the top of the device, you will find a 3.5mm audio jack. Overall, I would say this device is extremely well built. It has a nice weight to it, the ports are nice and solid, and it feels much like a decent smartphone. On the software front, the UI is nice and fluid. I installed Nova Launch on here and it runs smooth for the most part. Scrolling through the interface was smooth and I seldom noticed any lag. It has a fairly new Android software and the notification panel slides down from the top. One of the main downsides to this device is that it comes with only 8 GB of onboard storage, of which only about 4.5 GB are available for use. It does however has an SD card slot to expand their storage up to 64 GB. In terms of RAM management, it does a pretty decent job compared to some of the other devices rocking only 1 GB of RAM. I didn't feel much slowdown when opening and closing apps, even with 10 or more applications running in the background. This device came with Android 5.1 out of the box. Some of the other models come with KitKat, but they're all upgradable to Android 5.1. The software is well optimized and the user experience is pretty good. It does slow down sometimes, but it has never been frustratingly slow. Further evidence of this phone's performance came by the way of the Antutu benchmark scores. It scored a little over 23,000 on Antutu 6.0.1. This is still nowhere close to the flagships such as the Meizu Pro 5 or the Galaxy Note 5. These phones scored well over 80,000. Now to the SoC on this phone. This is an unusual SoC from out of China called Spreadtrum, and this particular model is Spreadtrum SC7731, clocked at 1.3 GHz and also has a Mali 400MP GPU. These other specs below have been mentioned above. The Spreadtrum SoC in the Samsung device is rather unusual, but it performs extremely well. But let's check out some camera samples before we finalize our judgments. The cameras are possibly the weakest things on this device. The still images are not bad. They can take some decent pictures, but nothing to blow your mind. They are good enough for day-to-day use. However, I find that the video quality could have been way better. The autofocus is lazy and the frame rate seems lower than it actually advertised. I will do a 360-degree turn with a video camera so you can see how the autofocus and the frame rates react. As you can see, the video is lackluster, but if you can shoot with a steady hand, you will shoot some nice clips. So, should you get this phone? Well, with this phone now only costing $140 US, a pretty decent build quality, some decent specs and performance, made by Samsung, I would say this phone is good value for money. Sure, there are other devices out there with better specs for the price, but bear in mind that this is still a Samsung device and you can expect the same kind of quality associated with the brand. Well, there you have it guys, that's all for now and I will see you in the next video. Cheers!
Yeah.